we talk about how to improve your turns for country two-step. What's up, gang? Brian B.
And Miss Megan.
From Country Dance Online. We are bringing you a video tutorial on how to improve your spins for country two-step. So two-step is comprised of two basic elements. Number one is called walking, and the harder one is called turning. So if you have ever seen stuff like this, Miss Megan happens to be quite a good turner. So we're gonna break all this down. All of these spins, woo, all those crazy spins. I did not say that this is a tutorial on how to lead, but let's talk about spins. So there are two different types of spins. There's what we call in my world Shanae turns, not ballet Shanae turns. I apologize, ballet dancers. Miss Emily's shaking her head no. Miss Megan's shaking her head no. However, you do agree that the Shanae turns we teach in two-step are very useful.
Yes.
Cool. All right. We're also going to talk about pivot turns, but I want to take a step back and practice my very favorite drill for two-step. It's boring and it's useful. So we're both going to go this way. Let's go this direction. I'll put you behind me there, Miss Megan. So both of us, leaders and followers, can practice this. This is applicable for both of us. Megan's touching my microphone. So we're going to step forward onto the left foot. And for now, I want you to just rock forward from the heel to the toe till you're 100% balanced. And when you get to the toe of your foot, I want you to stay there and just stay balanced. Whatever happens, just stay balanced on that point. Then we're going to rock back. So when you find that balance point, I want you to stay balanced. What I don't want you to do is to rock forward and go, I'm balanced, and you're not. Cool, let's turn around the other way because I want to face this way so I can see the camera. Miss Megan, you don't get to see me, I get to see you. So we're going to rock forward and stay balanced over that left foot and stay on that left foot. As my former coach, the late Cody Moline, would say, till the point at which your face hits the ground. I want you to be that committed to that balance. I want you to look pretty. I don't care what happens, stay balanced. Because what this is doing is this is training the muscles in your standing leg. Megan's left leg, she's quite good at this. That's really good, Megan. You stand there a long time, right? So you want to be able to stay balanced over that, because if I can't train my muscles to hold myself for a split second, when I'm rotating, it's going to be even harder, right? So we're going to practice that both directions. So we're going to practice that in the right foot, where we're going to rock forward. Why do I feel my right foot isn't as good as my left? And we're going to rock back. So when we're doing this, when you rock forward, I want you to stay. And if you want to be fancy, you can raise the heel off the ground. This isn't going to be necessary for when you spin, but developing a little bit of, what would you ballet dancers call it?
A releve?
A releve. Pick your heel off the floor. I'm in a cowboy hat. We're not getting fancy ballet people, right? So we're going to rock forward on the right foot. Rock forward and get balanced over that foot, and then rock back. So as you can see, we're highly trained professionals, and it's not easy. Boom, we're balanced over that foot. So that's the first stage. The second stage is we're going to practice quarter turns. So I'm going to do it. I'll put you behind me, Miss Megan. That way I can look at the camera and you can see me. We've got this figured out. So leaders and followers, we can practice rocking forward. I like to put my left hand forward because it reminds me to put the left side of my body forward. So I want to be stacked up where my foot is, my hip is over top of my foot and my rib cage is over top of that. Now, whether you have a slightly flexed knee or straight knee, I don't really care as long as you're balanced over that foot. Now, at the point at which the weight is coming off that right toe, I want you to push just enough energy to make a quarter turn. Let's do that again. So slow-mo, if I'm moving all of my weight into that foot, the second that I have a little pressure in that toe, I want to push a quarter turn. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'll ask you this question too. At what point in your life have you ever done 13 pirouettes, because that's Ben's favorite number, 13, and just run out of steam? That's never the issue, right? The issue is the balance. It's not the power. So one of the common mistakes we want to train out of us in the beginning is not so much power, it's the balance. So if we go back to this drill, I want to use the minimal amount of power to make that quarter turn. Here's what's going to happen through experience. I've been teaching this for over 20 years now. We're going to get here, we're going to use a lot of power, and we're going to be all out of balance. Cool? That's never the issue. Power is never the issue. We're going to cover the power, but I want to rock forward, push a quarter turn, and then I'm going to rock back. And I'm going to rock forward and push a quarter turn, and rock back, and push, and stay and look pretty. Stay, 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 balance. I don't care what you have to do, stay balanced, and then rock back. And then rock forward and push a quarter turn, and rock back, and push a quarter turn. So while we're doing this, do we have any questions on Facebook and or YouTube so far? And I want to point this out. If you notice, Miss Megan has left her left side forward. Can you do that wrong and drive your right side forward for me? So Megan's like, I can't do it wrong. I've done this right for so long. So she's going to rock forward and push. So if you notice, she's now what I call twisted up, right? Put your feet back together. If you can see, she's twisted, right? So what I want to do, try that again. Let's do this the correct way. So we rock forward, pivot a half turn. So this side is all back. I'm going to spin Miss Megan like a little. So this side is forward present and this side is back, right? That's going to be the key. Any questions so far, YouTube and or Facebook? All right, cool. So we're going to rock forward. One more time around the world, quarter turn. Rock back, quarter turn. Rock forward, quarter turn. Back and forward, quarter turn. Cool beans. So you can use Megan's open. This is a great frame exercise. I like to put my hand up this way. This is actually probably more practical, but for some reason, I don't know, I'm nose and toes forward. Cool. So then we're going to progress that. You could do that both sides. Let's do both sides real quick. So both sides, we're going to rock forward a quarter turn and rock back and rock forward a quarter turn and rock back and rock forward a quarter turn. Look pretty and stay and stay and stay and stay and then rock back and then rock. It's like Simon says for two-step. Cool beans? So first drill is just that. And you want to be careful of two things. Number one, that you stay balanced. That's typically going to be ruined by the fact that I use too much energy from this right side. We're going to need the energy from the right side later when we talk about our Shanae turns, not your ballet Shanae turns, but the Brian B. two-step Shanae turns. So we're going to rock forward. So I want to keep that back and stay balanced over that and develop the muscles in your standing leg. Cool, you're already laughing at me.
I didn't know to follow you.
Cool beans. So now, what's the next progression, Miss Megan? If we did a quarter turn, we have to do a half turn. So this is a little bit more practical. We're going to rock forward, we're going to pivot a half turn, and then we're going to step back, and we're going to do it again. Half turn and back, rock forward, half turn, and back, rock forward, half turn, and back, right? And we're going to do it to the other side, and then we're going to talk about a detail. So we rock forward, a half turn, rock back, rock forward, a half turn. Let's go around one more time. Rock forward. This is easier. I don't have to stand still for so long. Cool. So same stuff applies, right? I have to have a forward presence side. If I'm on my left foot, it's my left foot forward. If I'm on my right foot forward. Cool? So the other thing I want to think about, I'm going to do this from this side, we'll face this way, is when you're rotating, we're on our left foot, we're going to rock forward on our left foot. When we're rotating, let's do small baby steps around the corner. If you notice, it's very forward, right? If you look at my foot, I've got the lever in front of me, so I want to feel very forward present. So even while I'm rotating, even if I were to rotate and then step back into a move, right? I want to feel, if we're rotating through this, I want to feel very forward present, so I'm balanced over the ball of my foot before I walk back. Cool? The tendency, I'll let Megan do this correct and I'll do this incorrect. So if my body is going that direction and I move in that direction, I'm going to fall to that foot. You can see my posture's kind of wrecked, right? So I'm going to stand forward over that, and when I move back, I'm still staying forward present as I move back. Cool? So that's key number 2. One more time. I don't want to do this. Boom, and land on that foot too early. Where's my balance point? Up and over that foot. So as I did the rotation, I'm forward until I go back. Any questions so far?
No, but Adele Sue's doing another watch party.
They're doing another watch party. What's up, gang? We'll do it. Maybe we'll do a little Q&A after this, and we'll chit-chat. Emily's like, oh, no, I'll do it. It'll be fun.
I never said oh no.
Okay, cool. So there's 2 types of turns. That's a pivot turn. We're going to talk about where they apply, but you got to stay towards the end of the video. We need a few more minutes to set up the second of the turns, which is the
Shanae turn.
Shanae. So in a Shanae turn, can you set this up? Because you're much better at this. You're the professional spinner. So we're forward in a prepped position. Now in a Shanae turn, we're going to close the right side to the left and reopen. If you can master this, you can two-step just as good as Megan or Emily. or even as well as. I know my English language. Here we go. So forward on the left foot. She's going to close the right foot to the left. Boom. Now she's going to reopen onto the left. And then she's going to do it again. Close. And then she's going to open. And then she's going to close. And she's going to open. Cool? So let's kind of talk about this. Actually, Miss Emily, well, let's talk about this and you can get our prop ready. So we have a coronavirus prop. So if we're forward on the left foot, we have been prepped. Now, this is the energy. Imagine if you're throwing a ball and you're right-handed. I'd want to throw the ball with this being back, having the energy. So as we are prepped, the right side is back. So here I'm going to close my right side to my left, right? I'm going to close the right side to my left. Now remember my balance point. This was my balance point up and over the left foot. So I want to take this right side when I hit that balance point and I want to collect it around that balance point. Now I'm going to leave this side back as I step out into the next turn. So there's two parts of a Shanae turn. And I'm going to give you a couple of different terminologies. This could be called a linking step, where I link one step into the next. So I would have a linking step and a gathering step and a linking step and a gathering step. Cool? Can you demonstrate that for me, Miss Megan? Ready, and she closes and links and gathers and links and gathers and links. Yes? What I would call this is what I call is a post. And I know in West Coast swing, that's a post is a different word, but for me, this is a post. So no matter what type of turn I am doing, I am over a post. So whether I'm pivoting over a post, whether I'm having some sort of a pirouette over a post, or whether I am Shanae turning around that post, I'm going to create that post. I'll have Megan demonstrate that again. So she's posted, she closes, she reposts, closes, and reposts. So here's the key. I think this is the biggest key, because you can drill that, but what happens is, I'm going to use this hand, slow, slow. She closes. Now, as she steps out, she has to leave this side back. So even though this closes to create the speed of the turn, this side stays back. And we'll talk about leading this in a second. But this is now closing. This is the energy on this side. But she has to immediately start thinking about leaving this back as she steps out, nose and toes down line. So if we do this towards the camera, and I want you to remember this. What am I about to do? No, that's later. Nose and toes down line. So if I'm turning towards the camera, this side of my body, my nose and my toes goes in the direction that I'm turning. Every single time. Let's do this together as if we're looking at each other. Boom. Yeah, nose and toes down line. Then we close or gather and then re-step down line. So you can see if we do that again. I don't want to get too close to the camera, get yelled at by Miss Emily. Boom, close, boom, close. What if you keep coming at the camera? Boom, boom. So you get the idea. So as the follower, and in the studio, it doesn't exist as we speak, but typically at the end of these lines, when we two-step, we have little sticky notes. Emily came up with this. A little sticky note with a smiley face. So if we're turning this direction, we're looking at the sticky note every single time in what we call spotting. We're going to talk about spotting in just a second. Any other questions so far? Good, 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 good. So now, if we took this in a normal scenario, right? We went slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. That's a super common pattern. It can be done from here, where we prep slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. Piece of cake, right? So if Megan walks through that footwork, let's practice the general footwork, and then we're going to uncover it with what we already know about turns. We have a slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. Let's do it one more time. Ready, and a slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. So what kind of two turns do we now know? We know what a pivot is, which is typically a half turn, and we know what a Shanae turn is. So now let's do Megan's footwork. I'm going to narrate, we're going to go slowly, what the turns are. So we do the slow, slow for the prep. Slow, slow. She's prepped left side forward. We do a Shanae turn for quick, 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 quick. Now here she's going to pivot a half turn for slow and step back for slow. Cool? Or open in that case. Cool? One more time. Slow, slow is the prep. Slow, slow. Prep. Left side forward. Cool? Leaders, we need to make sure that the left side stays forward when we lead this. She closes for quick. she reposts for quick, and she pivots back for slow and walks back for slow. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to demonstrate the bad one. How's that? Because I'm not as good a turner. So followers, if we do a good job, this side stays back as we turn into quick, and it stays back for quick. So now we can finish the slow and open up for slow. Here's what we typically will do to make a mistake there. We'll go slow, slow. We'll close this with too much energy. So I'm going to do this on the spot. I'm going to close this with too much energy. Can you see what's happened to my posture already? I'm twisted, right? I'm not lined up. I'm certainly not prepped. I'm twisted. So when I close, I want to think about closing everything together, because in this position here, I should be pretty well stacked up and balanced. So as I go through my quick, I want to stay in that balanced position. Here's the mistake. If I add too much energy, quick, you can see I'm twisted. So when I step out, I'm twisted. So when I step back, I'm twisted, and I fall to this foot too early, pull on my leader, bad news, right? So let's have Megan do that first time correctly, and then we'll do it incorrectly. Ready, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow, slow. That happened fast. Can we do it again slow? You're so fast, can't see you. So we have our slow, 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 slow. So she's prepped, good to go. Quick, quick, boom, boom. This side has stayed back. If it were bad, this would have happened. Cool, this side would have already been coming through. So it's back as we pivot onto the slow, slow. Now you're the Vanna White of two-step and West Coast swing, because you just look pretty and don't talk. Cool. Leaders, if I were leading this, right, regardless of my position, this is probably a more common position in two-step. We do our prep for slow, slow. When I lead quick, quick, there's two parts of this turn. The initial part, and then she has to repost. So I lead quick, I wait for quick. If I were to do it again, I would dance quick and wait for quick. Quick and wait for quick. When I want to do the slow, slow, I just take the hand over for slow, and we open up for slow. Let's go back the other way. Just, you won't see as much from this angle, but at least leaders will be able to see this side. Slow, slow. So right here, this is the initial part of the Shanae turn for quick. Quick, I have to let her repost or get ready again. We do it again. Quick, 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 and then a pivot and an open. So here's the thing to think about for two-step. There is no such thing as 4 spins in two-step. There is 1 spin completed 4 times. Does that make sense? So the 1 spin is the Shanae turn. So if Megan can do 1 Shanae turn, we'll start slow, slow. Slow, 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 slow. So if she does 4 turns, let's do 4 turns. Quick, 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 slow, slow. That's 4 turns. Cool beans? I think that was 4 turns. I'm really good at counting. Only to 8 in several different languages. So she does slow, 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 slow. So really she's completing 1 turn. Quick, quick. And she's available with this side back for energy for the next turn. Quick, 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 quick. So every time she's in this position, she leaves herself available to feel the lead for another turn. So as the followers, I think there's 2 things that you should focus on. Number 1, this balance point. Clearly that balance point, because if you can't be balanced over that, the turns are going to be terrible to begin with. Number 2, and this is the struggle for those of us who've danced for a long time, is the ability to what I call repost. Repost yourself in a position that you're available for another turn. So if you've ever had this experience, I can do 2 turns, Brian, but I struggle at 3. Or I can do 3 turns, but I struggle at 4. Or if I can do 1 turn and I struggle at 2. Then basically what's happening is you're making a small mistake in the first turn, and depending upon how big it is, it doesn't show up until the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th turn. I'm going to show this in a big way. So I'm going to make this really big. If I'm posted with all of my energy available, right, and I make my turn, in a perfect world, I have all of my energy left available, whatever all of your energy is for you, right? I'm making it a little bigger here. But if I go through the first turn and I don't have all of my energy, right? I don't have all of it, but I've got still maybe 70% of it. The next turn, I'm okay. But now I have very little of it left. So now the next turn is going to be a struggle. Does that make sense? So I think your ability to turn multiple times is directly correlated to your ability to repost after each turn. Cool? Can you do 4 turns for me? Slow, slow. Ready, slow, slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and slow, slow. Beautiful, right? So all of the turns coming back. I'm going to spin you back. She's posted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and slow, slow, whatever the heck it is. Sorry, we got you off camera. So any questions so far?
There is a request to show an example of leaders turning during two-step.
Leaders turning during two-step. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. You're going to make me be fancy. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. That would be 1. Without Megan following, that'll be 1. Let's do that. She likes the fancy stuff. Slow, slow. This would be an example, right? Or there's times where the leader would go under the arm. Quick, quick, slow, slow. Those are types of examples. I would say this, for the most part, leaders are kind of sneaking through patterns in the turns. They're not turning multiple times. So even when we're adding turns as the leader, it's rarely us doing multiple turns. So I think what from my perspective, and I am a leader, so I have to sneak through the turn occasionally, there's a few tricks that I need to master. It's based off these fundamentals, but I don't have to be quite as good as the followers. The followers have a lot more to do because they've got to turn the whole darn time. So leaders, I have to master the ability to do a quick pivot in place. So if I kind of just did that as a drill, right? So typically the leaders are starting a pattern on their left foot. So if I went underneath with a small pivot and a small pivot, right? And I'd have to do that both ways. So if I did it the other way, a small pivot and a small pivot. It might look quite fast while I'm doing it. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. So that alone, I'm going to slow this super slow so you can see what happens. Slow, slow, quick, quick. Now, to get through a turn, I have to do 2 pivots on the slow, slow. Slow, slow, into whatever's next. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll talk in detail. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. So leaders, I have to have the ability to rotate in between steps. Here's a general rule of two-step we didn't cover earlier, but typically your quick, 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 quicks are Shanae turns. Can you do quick, 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 quick for me? Slow, slow, quick, 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 quick. Ready, and slow, slow. Quick, 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 quick. Those are, on the quicks, those are Shanae turns. If you were to do slow, 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 slow for me, we'll go slow, slow, and then slow, 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 slow. We have a slow, slow, a pivot, pivot, slow, 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 slow. So an example of those, before we get that question, from a basic standpoint, might be these types of things. A slow, a slow, a slow, a slow. So
continuing on that, they're asking you about the leaders doing Shanaes instead of pivots as well. Or are you just doing pivots because you want to cover more ground?
yeah, good question. So the question is, do we do Shanaes in general, or is that for a specific reason?
They ask specifically, can the leader do?
Can the leader do Shanae turns? Absolutely. So anytime, and this is a map of two-step, which, by the way, we cover in our two-step spins course, which you guys can get on West Coast Swing Online. We cover all this stuff. I'll drop a link in there here in a little bit. Emily's freaking out because she doesn't know where the link is. But I got you. Anyways, we cover this in detail. So my map of two-step, let me cover this in a long-winded answer. Quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. That would be my map of two-step. If there was a baby two-step, that's what it would look like. However, we don't usually just walk through that quick, quick, slow, slow. We typically spin through it. Quick, quick, slow, slow, and quick, quick, slow, slow. So as we're doing that, we'll go back this way. The map would be the same, meaning this would be a post for quick. We would both Shanae turn for quick. We would walk for slow. We would walk for slow. If we came back the other way, we are prepped. So my right side is ahead. It's a quick, quick, so it's a Shanae turn. Quick, quick. Now we have a pivot. That's my slow. A slow, a slow. So the map remains the same for both of us. in terms of quicks and slows and pivots and Shanaes, it's the same. I just think practically the leaders end up with a few less quick type turns and a lot more pivot turns to go under arms and things like that.
So on that specific move, could you have done a Shanae turn instead of a pivot, or is it just a pivot?
On the under the arm turn. So here, let me again answer this in a long-winded way. Anytime I'm turning, most of the time I'm turning under an arm. The reason why this is a pivot, right? And even if this were a slow, or we did this as quicks, a quick. The reason why anything tandem, anytime I'm going under an arm, should generally be a pivot is this. If we Shanae turn, what would we do? We'd cover all this energy right here, right? What would happen to our bodies? And you can see I'm already running into Megan. But if I used a pivot, it would be a little clearer of a rotation. Because if I Shanae turn, I'd already be cutting through and I'm running into my partner. Does that make sense? So if we go back to this move, we go slow, quick. If I'm in this position and I go slow, I'm all up in her space, right? So I would want to slow, quick, right? And now I'm gonna go through this part slow, right? So I have time to get through for slow. And if I Shanae turn, I'd be tight back around to her way too early. And it's not a hard, fast rule, right? There's different, you might have to think about it. Let's say I'm slow through that. I might have to think Shanae turn, right? Slow, quick. If I'm really slow through this and I can't get to the lead for the next pattern, I might have to think about it as a Shanae, but I would say at its best level, it's gonna be a pivot.
Different topic?
Different topic.
There is a request to talk about center and then your posture for spinning.
Oh, shnikes. Can you get me my props?
Yes.
Bingo. We'll be back. So, posture. I like to think of myself in a couple of different stacks. Number one, there's the ball of my foot, right? So I want to think about what we call the three-toe base, which would be right between your big toe and the first three toes. I want to think about that. So if I kind of put a nail between my big toe and ran it right up through the inside of my leg and out the top, right? The second thing I want to think about is where's my hip weight? If I come to the camera, where's my hip weight? I don't want my hip weight too outside. I don't want it too inside. I want my hip weight stacked up over my three-toe base of the ball of the foot. I want my rib cage weight on top of my hip weight, and then I want my big fat head on top of that, right? So I want that stacked up. I only need 3 of these, my dear. Here's the way I think about it. There's my hip weight, right? If I have my rib cage weight stacked up on top of that, I'm good to go. If I stack my head on top of that, I'm balanced, right? And this provides me some flexibility. This can rotate within itself. It has some flexibility to move, right, and still stay balanced, but at some point, that's amazing. That's amazing. That happened live on camera. That's fantastic. The show never ends. So at some point, you fall to the floor and splat like a Diet Dr. Pepper does on the floor. Don't use the toilet paper, that's in short supply. That was crazy. How are we doing, kids? So I want to think about everything stacked up, lest we splat ourselves on the floor. I'm just going to continue going. How's that? So when I think about that all stacked up, I do not want one of them to get away from the other. Does that make sense? So from that point, I'm balanced and I can rotate around that spot, which rotating with Coke is going to be really nasty. Any other questions, Benjamin? We're good. We're good. That's immortalized forever. Immortalized forever. So that's my thought on posture. I kind of dropped that on purpose, never thinking it was going to splat. It's on YouTube forever. Let's change that to splatting Coke cans. So I've been doing that for years and years, and I've never actually busted a can. Busted a can open. Yeah, we'll just leave it. Just point the camera this way. We're going to go over here where there's less sticky stuff. Just point the camera to me. There we go. Good deal. So that's what I think about in terms of my posture stacked up. I try not to splat the Coke can on the ground. Any other questions? Because we're going to have to clean this thing up here soon. Awesome, gang. So thanks for hanging out with us. I hope we entertain you. I should send that thing out in an email because that's fantastic as a blooper. This is to lighten the mood. Our sad times having to clean this floor up is your benefit. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So if you guys are interested in two-step, we have a brand new site called Country Dance Online. We've started to build out helpful resources for you guys. So go to countrydanceonline.com. If you're not part of our email list, you can enter your email address on the front page. The other cool thing to do is, it was two cool things to do there, is to go to the resources page, and we've got some resources for beginner country dancers. We've got some resources to help you with your spins. We've got some resources to help you with, what else? Two-step in general. Emily put together a great resource for country two-step music. She has her 10 favorite songs. We also have a list of 50 practice songs that's all divided out by music speed, so practice speed, social speed, crazy speed, and she also added in a good chunk of non-country songs because there's actually some really, really cool non-country songs that you can dance to as well. Any other questions? Good job, gang. Stay safe, wash your hands, don't spill Coke, and we will see you again tomorrow night.